The Frontline with Kwikwanan, only on CTV.
On the 20th September, the Electoral Commission presidential candidates. Tomorrow, Electoral Commission is going to hold all the party, inter-party, group. They're going to have a groundbreaking event, and I'm sure the media is going to cover this event. It's going to be shocking. At long last, Electoral Commission has accepted what we call the forensic audits that the National Democratic Congress has been requesting for quite a long time, that the Electoral Commission was making the push and pull. At the long last, the Electoral Commission has agreed that, yes, they would be waiting for the National Democratic Congress tomorrow for the party to present its case, and based on that, the forensic exercise may have to come on before election 2024 definitely will take up. All these and more tonight. We have answers for you coming on the nation's biggest investigative magazine show. the Frontline. Tonight, we go out front and tackle all issues, plus some developing stories you need to know. All these and more. Folks, call a friend, a brother, a sister, auntie, a cousin, whatever, as the nation is connecting from the northern belt all the way to the nation's capital and across other regional capitals. Tonight, this is the Frontline with your investigative journalist, Kwekwanan, and the entire team. Keep, of course, bring your messages on the WhatsApp line 020-297-3461, 020-297-3461. All these and more coming up on your nation's investigative magazine show. Folks, and Yasam Kito, let's get started. It's a brand new week with almost that the month of September is fading. Tonight, I can say it's the 30th September. Yakupon Yaduma, Ochina, not just October, Shas, and yes, Anna. Great. And I'm one Ebeko 31st and Ebeko saying all of this. Folks, not just say it's you 30th, it's see Ochina 1st October. Brand new week. Eben Sembi Pre. Folks, somewhere banning Yasam Kitwa. Now, Anadri, Minimu be room, and somewhere Eban Adrino, and no ding. Assembly Nana said, Many Openibi Ebabe exclusive one-on-one. Dr. Sam Ankrah, Onunana Oye, still Onunoye Titrini Emasa political party. I am from a alternative force for action, AFP. Now, Dr. Sam Ankrah. Yakoto Abana Electoral Commission for Ninipa Omo Konya 24. Ebane saying, and Dr. Ankrah Edin Ebefrimu. Shannon so said, Enipa Omo Koya Electoral Commission for call balloting. Bebre kwa ekradon kokra ka ho bi eba ne saying and the likes of ekradon konum na etimi remu na Dr. Sam Ankrah de wentimi enrem. Tonight he has exclusive answers for you, and some of the betu dwana no odin meetings ahodo e course some political machinations be e kokoso allegations ahodo ebisi yenyi we din frimu ebi kasi yenye say eyensam bebre ono akase kuta answers in here. Tonight I'm going to host him tonight and give him exclusive one-on-one. Another Kenya, the National Democratic Congress for any Electoral Commission for so I say one what you call the kind of simple the forensic audits. Well, finally, Electoral Commission for and so I agree say yes. Say NDC for no asem no makano one munya eson transfer into China. Electoral Commission, any parties ni nara kwa kwatnase enya asem kito is a a groundbreaking event. Media no be carrying live. E dey ba asem e dey na NDC for na di kwakugu epono so magana for ina di omani ehu say 20 NSC Electoral Commission for any forensic for no. E ka parties ni bi dia na chese sa di we emma so. Well, but it does appear as Electoral Commission for any alternative here to say that they have to agree to this groundbreaking event tomorrow. Folks, all this what the nation's investigative magazine show tonight. Yadia and who answers Yadi April. Let's get started. Asamnano Bedding. Now, Anadri Minimo Ebabe Kumwa. Shannon says, Midimu Ghana speaks more. Ghana speaks in Samoba. Nanadri on your religious belt. A dear etium our religious belt anymore. My memo Kaya say. Asoria ye from realities of heaven ora Prophet Francis Kofi Annan edan wo ye mianuano ye ne mu ba be ra asori no and someone ke sie bi be koso be pia na duwe ya emu oden. If you are a church member Emma realities of heaven praise yourself tonight. Enya Sam Kito, all these and more coming up on the nation's biggest investigative magazine show. But of course, before Shannon said program is proudly sponsored by Ora Black Star for women ebo e chidom chese and as some de omwan eteso ye be ma as papa bi am wetimi akwa kwesi udan wo so se wo be si dan ben u beautiful house pension house and now opese okosi Airbnb and now opese constructed the Tower of Babel like Nimrod esidiko nyankopon ho a edan se bubu emu bia na and now opese osi hotel ni na akwanya e wo ho edema but modern contact eye Ora Black Star for ewo Ofanko barrier ho udru ho mo office no ana so beje mo number no na man na good screen so 053 617 6327 053 617 6327 ora blaster for say asase na wo si wudan no wo so anto kwa wo so no jato ho na beje wo mudie ni bi in the meantime na sini kakra asase so wo beto a wo mbeden womu de be ma enkakra mu wetuatua na che say payment schedule no enye say utua ni na prekope obetua ne kakra na afi uwia why den bibia che say utua ne kakra na at the same time so opportunity say say we dey usiu dan onpe we na opede asase we ensuo ewo ho electricity ewo ho access road bibia ewo ho uhia hwe say wokọ na wakoye wa start etua asase ne ka na wotua no yama okwam wekosi wudan no na bibia nti asase na ntokwa woso na ensikan kotokro ne nsra da woso a wudi agro ebekunu jato ho na ko ora black star for ho meka tie na ya asem ne ye for wate na yi ento ye meyi asase di akro na hwe bebi eda ye obi wo kwabenya ye obi obreku kaswa danger botiano amasaman ensawom Bibri Nina Suokrum, a beboa, and Manioma Kukuye. Take a listen to this.
Oro Black Star Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabenya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. The areas are well developed. No need to worry about electricity, water, and other social amenities. You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555, or visit our website at www.oroblackstarlimited.com. Oro Black Star, your preference, our priority.
Great, folks, welcome back. And of course, this is Ghana Speaks na Medemo Edru Suano. Na bibia beshisha so. Come, brace yourself tonight. And somewhere bano ano edne. Ano odin. Pa. Brace yourself. Na bibia no endeda na kwemu. Dr. Ankrah will join me shortly. Na afiye de nyoma egugu epono so kama wate. Na bibia no akwa de se echo ye niama 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 ade yes now baby ayedro no edemo bewura fenesen religious belt no okay nti gina yi na enyoma ended na kwemu kama enzempio hey Jack, okay, tonight be can associate be ni yem aye there, you know, aye nsembebri aye nsem bebri aye nsem bebri realities of can say move from say realities of heaven mama maso emraha realities of heaven quick one Osei Kwame Allen Shermanton 2024. So good afternoon senior Brakweku Anan and everyone. I salute you too, yes. And BZ Breezy also the sound is not working though. Oh, BB did them. And my very own John Ken. Hey, John Ken. I say hi, Kweku. Watching you live from Canada. More fire. I love it. John Ken. Yes. My own John Ken. Hey, players more info. And then Valerie Anza. Should I call the middle one? Valerie, my own, where are you? And then Wendy, all of you. Plenty squad. Squad nesu ye. Papa. Squad nesu pa. Valerie, all of you. Now, tonight, on our religious belt, takes us to Realities of Heaven Church in Afrancho in the Ashanti region, presided by Prophet Francis Kofi Annan, that you know of. Ne picture no amonfa nto so man, ne amonfa image nemra. Yeah. Now, anadwi bebi a yedi mu wura no, ono daso no. Mi nua pa. Ndi ohun se enye nchen yo. Yeah. Nya tan a ye tan no. Na emum bepese ekwan a wode ensorema enam so. Number 1. Number 2, edwuma na wo ye no nyanyame dwuma. Number 3, ekwan no onam so no nyame nsanya memu. Therefore, he has to resort to doing his business and allow the people. And when I can say Moses also let my people go. Yes, I'm strong so to say. The likes of him and the likes of some asophobia. Ekwanya wo mudi nipa efa so e wasa omai we mu no se nipa ni amra ni etan ni aye nhwehenya. By the time I be say Jack no na the likes of Onu Kofi, Prophet Francis Kofi Annan, and the likes of him no mudi nipa akose yemu na msi no we ye minua we ye madam fo we ye den okwaku minya o sa kwa no twon ho ne jai boni die entro enada akohwisam. And you see the likes of him, they use methodology bia maka ho asema kire mu aka methodology omu use onu no odi mu akotene. They use methods bi to say psychology. Tienie Ghana for tienie, they use methods such as psychology. Psychology ni kwanya I say me hu say na metre mu otwi mu psychological factor no wo mu fa kweti kwan bi so ede enipa adwene eduadua bia weni na ho so ba ebra weni beda ho so no the psychology no the real wadwene afi wo mu use what you call fear factor. Ehu na menua ne de odi mu akotene ehu Kofi ehu eni asuro ena ode ato ne members no so. Ehu ni asuro ena ode ato ne members no so. Then what you call hypnotization. Womofa kweti kwan bi so hypnotizing nipa no. And then what you call religious dogmatism. A dangerous. Almighty say Ghana no religious dogmatism no wana. Say nipa edi nipa ko say mu. Nanso the nation Ghana enye nadwene say ye behwe sa asem ne aka. Eno na na obi ka se no we must find every means necessary say government obeba no ese ye hwe kwan bi so na ensori ahodo no ye ba ne ensori ne bebre. Masom de ba o mem ha. Tonight me wanna so pa. Now tonight we throw some questions to the general overseer Emma Realities of Heaven, Prophet Francis Kofi Annan, my own brother, and demand same answers. And agree ya pesi ade nsem bi eto homa Kofi Annan says ansem no ombeyi no emfema yen. Na onhwe kwan bi so says ansem no obeyi no a obeyi no yi. Me ma kwan ema mi nua no wonkofa amane bi mmada achi o. Masa amane ni meya amane a ebedru baby ni me kwaku a me meeting from efi na asam na jimi nsem me boa no ma wetimi asachira efi ni boni mu ne nsem oni mu madaache wetimi afa ne tampa pe fra ma na nkoye krankro ade bi amfa ma ebusua no. By the way mame nka na anadwuma monti ase ebusua no so ntokwa bia anim hwinsi bibia nsi. However say ebusua fo no bebre enye so comfortable say kwaku o pa wonu ho ntama me say ye be ne sa aye so fa sikuru ya nsaye a etu wo science ye ne ya antipam no otwa no nkwankyere soro me saya ma no na nadwi ye bebisa ne nyoma maako mienu miensa enan enum says wo yi ano. And the realities of heaven. Sorry, first of all, I want to draw the attention of the church members to beware that realities of heaven church is not a church. It's what I call a cult. Yes. Mote, me say, realities of heaven, and now sorry, a cult, cult near then, C-U-L-T, cult. Near Cassa Culta, what I say, see a Cassa, Adibi, a culta, Tienie, the Ghana for the moon diabo, Namuia, and the home from an air bomono. See, I said, there be a culta, cult, which I say. And you pakubi, mienu miensa, and 9 dependent. Yakaya huabom, 1, 2, near yard ye be said, a quan way soon ye fast near yardiam. 3, a quan fast ye yardianum, the same a kubi to say yet the ewo now so ye said the yardianco, ye be piaya stronco. But the same a group na a woman, a whole sub group no baby were around. But young Kuano as soon said the yardia. The Americano, you see, there be a quarter, a secret quarter, no. As soon as said you are madio. Wamokasa uncle, Wamoni uncle, Wamususi uncle, Wamubi be different. Meanwhile, the same group no Okwabontia will be who the same. So what I'm trying to tell you is that realities of the heaven. Sorry, there are so many, and sorry to say realities of heaven. Maybe what now so Oko realities of heaven. I saw them were said your moyo madino. Uko Pentecost a unhunisa, Uko Methodist a unhunisa, Uko Charismatic Church a unhunisa, or no that. Now, my main what dear. So, and only a friend say a court. A dear be a court, no, near me be saying, I'll be home. Tiha. Now, any Christian organization where you are forced to do something, or the leader throw insult at the members and abuse their fundamental rights and their fundamental freedom of speech and their fundamental freedom of expression and their fundamental rights of their opinion cannot, will not, and may not be described as a Christian church. What did I make a choice? Me say, sorry be a ube komwa or software sebi previasa. What did the members attempt? What can I do rough editor? I feel ultimate good members anymore say ultimate from no kika and some phobia or pair no di a slow any editors are members no apart from miniano any church biara or to say me say sorry no or a court or me a court. What did I make a choice? No. When we say when we sue and one buy and one near and ye Christo no. To bet me draw a didi patem, I can quasi assembly or pay their train nipa. Now, the other one say, I feel nipa te saw them on to me castle. Meanwhile, a nipa to one in any paqueto, when we are debut, but woman to me, mio manon casa. What the who soon sumwa or the year Jumano, who were tinimun or their tram members in Naso. As we make a nipa who saw them on me and penny for channel. Wamo brono so prakope now so home na tinimuno or their tnomo so do abeka nyame ampata de bia me kasa asem we kirem o apostle Kofi Anama kasa asem we bia kirem say hwe se mo anya careful the likes of such unscrupulous crooks criminals udi agro we Professor Dr. Wine obetirem odo ano aba hwem ne watafre ahwe ne wedi ni kwa meanwhile eyesuro keke no de ato so esuro ene honhom a eye honhom bone ne honhom fi wakwagie free baby na de aba beto so. Tonight our questions to Professor Francis Kofi Annan are as follows. Me baby sanensem maako enum ti ha enim se sa abro ne dom na ehwe monhwe e be no wan say ni nua penini yes ah. Number 1, who ordered him to be changing people's name into his family surname without recourse to the family of those individuals? Mati anamonte anamo amwaso munim. And Predud was saying, and Abrantie, and Solomon Nipa, what's a sebebre womudio? 10 years, as some economy is a mean catro. Yes. wasese nipa ne bebredi wa so dem wo without recourse to sa nipa no one family members are aware of this. Obia wo ne ba ye frɛ no kwabena menu tewia ne senem ne tewia dabi no no yi edin tewia na afiri ho no no do no ne family name no no de ato say nipa no where ehfa ne yesa wo maame no papa wo no mo frɛ o sen ye frɛ o Francis Kofi Annan wo senem ne Annan no ye wabusia din aden na wo de say din no e de koto obi ebusua obi de hye aden in the name of what? In the name of religion, foolishness and stupidity. What bodam? When I catch us obey me, sir, Kofi, maybe so. Why am I to me, sir, obey me, sir? What it is, I saw them more. Now it's a sound Kofodi. Why am I said to me, no? Neni para musumugo ni Jimmy stupidity. No one makwine. So I'm saying with din. No one kasa we boost your family now. We film the crane ya where say this is what was off on ayo. When we say the Ghana for Jimmy do what? When Debi ameka se esom ene betiama nipa ayeden akonko somu. You are all slaves. My dane enkoa ene de be slaves to this little boy. Or to one was sankrofo din kwa. Meanwhile, you say asembi sunti ene nipa ye wo wiase obi ayeden ekuta ne din. What they say name now o maame no papa diamon what they sankrofo say name. Why must Kofi Annan do that? Afiyan code number 2. Is it true? Tihao, is it true that Prophet Francis Kofi Annan has ordered church members in the diaspora who want to bring their children to Ghana for their families to take care of them, rather has directed that the children be brought to him for care? Afimi Bisano. Eye ne kure se Ghana for wonom wo abrochire no America, London, Germany, and elsewhere in Europe, oftentimes, do one person mama eba Ghana for entertain. No one and say no. Umano and for moon come with busia for more bremen na me metitium. And through this, no, and or they extorted sika a free sabruchi for you. Why? Adentia now tonight before I forget, Ghana for Mugwamanonia. Many of you, many serious encounter, and now Kofi Annan de mo afa kwan bi so a ehad you know. Me WhatsApp number na egu screen so no. Try and contact CTV the Frontline. Yes, mami yes I do it quick. Any Ghanaian in the diaspora, when you see se we buo, so abeju sikao, so abeyo denyo at the corner of person there. I don't know, but me say Ghanaians out there, contact CTV, me Frontline number na egu screen so no. We'll contact the number quickly. Right? Yes. Afi Yemra number 3. Yeah. Number 3. Did Prophet Francis Kofi Annan, did he buy a white Touareg 4x4 car for his wife as a form of compensation? If yes, what brought about this? Kofi, what a 4x4 Touareg car white? What the amount you Naomi? What the compensating? So what was our kind of man Naomi the compensating? A dear benti and out of our kind of compensation. Benya, are you ready to tell the full story about our compensation? I know that car. Me say minim sa car no, me the car na picture bebro. Na sa car no, what the man Naomi so e dey ba semintia. What the compensating for what? Afi erade yemra number 4. What is Prophet Francis Kofi Annan's relationship with a lady called Jennifer Owusu? Jennifer Owusu. Na me pesa me dey say name ne be kan, but woni ma dey. We yi a girl we ne say name Owusu ne firo e no de Annan abesho. Why would you do that? And he describes this girl so or any daughter, me ho your biological daughter, me wa. Na me bisa fanese or your daughter in quote, but me go beyond. What exactly is the relationship with the girl? Say Rano Jennifer no relationship ben and on any war. Apart from also your bow in quote. What relationship ben and on this area no? We want to know from Francis Kofi Annan. Right? When and then me person me tell us what's on we are naked our son. what I saw them wa akaka bensam any nyanson any nipa wumwa de meanwhile yanteton sa right eniama ho any nyanson ho and a woto ho and a woodie and a woto ho and a woodie and you continue to tell people in Ashanti region Afrencho say we are all soldier. Meanwhile, you see, my mom warning said, trying abusing the name of the Ghana Armed Forces is dangerous. Stop it. Unye sojeni. Cadets ukrawa ngobi. Uschool uko ina unko cadet school. Uko computer scientist. Fahina senior no kosin. Uwe wejuma uye. Kwana kwe wejuma no. School na ukwen. Kwana kwe wejuma no. O papa di obi a ku school kwana kwa ewedwuma no ne gya nkrofo epobo hey unim ade ma menka secret nchiro I had not wanted to do this but let me do it for him for free unim you know me ufi ho ma wire ho nya o kofi ufi ho ma wire ho nya everything that you are doing in your bedroom everything ekura me wa ma wire every facet of your environment ma wire o papa my wire papa continue changing your numbers. But if you know would them no, me say the whole house is wired. Into there don't men for when you bring ko osorobiaso. The immediate tractor number saying 5. Aha na ehu kakra no. We want to know from Prophet Francis Kofi Annan. Have you had some little cuts on your tongues? What is it for? When you obi atwitwa wo techere maso no mu twitwa wo techere maso etwitwa de yede wo your sofo into your sofo eye ne kurasi etwitwa wo techere maso eno ne yetwitwa de gyedan ede na wo de gye me say wo techere maso yetwitwa so ana osofo a Christian church Prophet Francis Kofi Annan me say yetwitwa wo techere maso wo de yedan and there are so many of such as so forth is no a o matwitwa o matechra maso Ghana ha me say ye beto aba na wie nche Ghana be ye busy politicians o mo brenia asofo no mo brebeba mo be ye busy wo Ghana ha and the reason why I'm doing this is not because I hate him o the likes of him a mo de onyankopon ma e de ko say ye mu na hia me se be ya san krofo ni nara no ebenye omo fa hodie sunsun fem no honam fem age omo kra e na omo nkwa na omo nipedua no ma working on their own salvation with fear and trembling and any medwuma ameye me mfa ne se wo ye menuante me cover e ma wo de nkrofo akosem me be yi ni video bi a kire mo na mo nhwe no na ogina so dem na odi akaka bensem wo your sofo nie Ghana for take a listen to this watch him.
I am here sent for the souls just to rescue them because I have the power. No matter wherever you are, there be a worker sebia. You are just one touch. I'm coming there. Because I'm not afraid of any realms of darkness. Your timimono also in the darkness. And beyond the young country of realities of heaven in them. And the idea. Beautiful. Wait away. Baby, I will be let me sell. I catch it also 2024 July. And Tadia, the Asha on the Satadian. We at Tadian Gua. You are not no longer with me. What coming home? When you're back, which you will fly in him. Because Aquarawon was Rahu. Apresura we yedi oba wasra we yedi ne access to chire o sakla na yedi asiro na omo pedi etie ne kwara we ebe Momonetaniama 2024 I'm not the same person you used to see. I'm a different person.
Sa kasa we kasa ben. Se wo your kra bia baby a wo bia no metimi asel me kotu no wo your kra baby a wo hye bia metimi asel omo odam obeza abodam kasa fie te sa na wo yo nyankopon nipa wo betimi akasa se wo nyankopon kana se mi kire the lives of wenum ze mumma mo kasa ene mo ne yeye ene ma na mo ntu na enye se Kristo mo no Kristo na ne nyankopon no wo yo gwamba ne honhom eye honhom a what they accepting na sente yankopon enipa wakum mu wasase so include no sente yankopon nti won yankopon bi mo. Look at this little twitch enipa wo mo ye bonitie yankopon ne yankopon ne humobro ene na doye eye sonkoma nipa no na mu asofo we the likes of him e be gina bonten a kekan kwasiasam ani mpechisam na mu nya nkurasefo a mu beka se wo mu nya so nkurasefo omu nim nyansa ni nim de yewo 2x4 na Ghana for yemfa nyamo Ghanaians mesi especially mo am good diaspora mesi yemfa nyamo na wa wo modam a o ma wo de o ma ba mo ebusuafo ahwe o mo a na wo to na wo sofo di hu ahwe o mo to the extent say Emmanuel say wo do mo bre ebusuafo no na wo de ma no wo de abre osofo no all because osofo no di hu bi ahwe o mo say fankra no ye den February no nhwe o mo wo modam a Mo say the yamo ye di hu hye mumu saa na ma surrender complete total surrender of your whole life spiritually and physical. Kofi Annan ena maka no wo bia wabo we po biara a wo diaspora contact the Frontline your WhatsApp number na egu no na ye nya asem no mu na menini wiye na dom na mu gua so dem no mo betra so dem me emfa me ho na mom mi bie asem bi so ne kura de akire mu emama ye den magemu amokra a ekutam no ehu fa ahudi amamo case close. So Kofi Annan and ho ne edini besie enoma e ba na no wodene keke osofo atete o tachere maso wo de ye den ne kura wa yes ade no hwan mo ma na ebebedi no ho hwan ma na ebedi no ho ni relationship with the Rihanna me bo ni Jennifer we yi owusure fro na ode anana akoshe ho die nti na obeyesa a deep relationship and a one is a running them. Folks, my is politics of today and the politics of today in one. Medemo do Brunebeka say retrospect. Ye kwechi akwhwe nema be 4. Politics of today takes us to 4 years down memory lane. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Ghana's international partners, investors, donors made available several millions and billions of dollars to government of Ghana. Until this period, government of Ghana is unable to make full disclosure of the remaining parts of the money, including the funds, including accountability of the funds. However, we were later told something happened to the rest of the money. At the end is here. Ya train COVID sikano. Abane so the way or the way. Sikano the kaya no ye hu baby or the afa. On my accountability in chain so see hey. And they said nanui ye ti se sikanka no. Womo di aya ade bi ede na omo de e na obi aba bi yi womo to enipa ne se den yenko 4 years down memory lane ede ba asem na sie. Take a listen to this.
And Alasan, I think last month or so, he made another comment, and as usual people will say that, oh madam, you are above it, don't talk. But let me tell you, if somebody closes his eyes to damage you, there is nothing like you are above responding to such a person. That one day I will not take it. I will also have to come out and explain myself. If that makes me a bad leader, fine. But I will have to explain myself, and I know there are descendant people on this platform who will listen and do their own investigations. The COVID fund came. I was given 50,000. Oh, my quota was 50,000 as a regional second vice. Then who doubles as a parliamentary candidate for Sanargu, I had another 50,000 cedis, making it 100,000. Then the constituency were given, is it 200,000 or so? I can't remember. So I called for, and MCE was given 30,000. I can't remember. Then Chairman was given 20,000, and I think the other executives is 10,000, or was it Chairman was giving 10,000? But I can't remember. So I called them to a meeting. I called the constituency executive to a meeting, and I told them that, fine, for me, I am going to add all the 100,000 that I am entitled to the constituency. Listen, I am handing over all my 100,000 to the constituency money. I didn't ask any executive to add his money to what I was going to give to the women. I handed over the forms and everybody to the team, and we went round and we did the disbursement. The next step was, I have taken police station executives' money and I want to spend that money. My 100,000, not even one that I filled for somebody in my house, not even one that I filled for a member of my team. Secretary, Karamba, Polo, chairman, they were in charge. After that, the form and everything was not given to me. They sent it straight to regional secretary, and regional secretary sent it to Ankrah directly. So my brothers, where did I spend the money? When I even added everything, not even a peso I took from it. What kind of propaganda is this? What kind of propaganda is this? So please, let's learn to tell each other the truth. You may not like me, but when you are talking about the things I have done, talk about the truth. If you respond with lies, I will come back and counter, because I will not keep quiet. It is only a dead body that you can lie on. I will not keep quiet to say that, oh, a leader there, you don't have to talk. A leader there, you don't have to talk. A leader, you don't have to talk, and somebody is always destroying you. I will talk. I will talk and I explain to the level-headed people on the platform.
Tibahu, 4 years ago, Monsikano Honsem, woman Timia account to the people of Ghana, Bibi Scanafano, Omuchiche D. Omuchiche is Kennedy. Again, now, and now 4 years ago. Now, 7 years down memory lane, the governing New Patriotic Party, as part of their manifesto, promised to drop 1 million Ghana cedis to every constituency for development. Today, a stalwart of the party is demanding to know what has become of this promise. 7 years ago, Wamubakacha Ghana for constituency be the 1 million Ghana cedis koho says Sikano and what's a meko saying party Mupeni Bakun Bisa says Kano development bang and ende yediaye no Obisa or Kwan Benso. Take a listen to him.
Into you 1 million. I know the American. I won't lie. I will not sit here and defend anybody. We are not feeling the 1 million. 1 million per constituency. No, I have no expectation. Commodity Sika 1 million in Abebremo constituency or physical cash. No, I'm more the idea of physical cash. And the assembly Sika. No expectation in anything. Expectations at least. Constituency for development. First of all, combine it through the development of.
Great. Says Karamati Huasembi. Womuti constituency Bempu no receive 1 million. The whole Ghana. Constituency Bang and will receive 1 million Ghana cedis. Be seen there. Kufuor Baumia in a lame dark period. Still on memory lane. 4 years down memory lane, this time another 4 years down memory lane. The governing New Patriotic Party won power in the year 2020. Lo and behold, they had a message for Ghanaians, which Ghanaians didn't know, including myself. No message, 4 years ago, MPP first saying we need power. No more we need as someone. Womoba catcher Ghana for near Minu ni nim asam crop. Sa na make say, so almost we need. Omu be break it no 8 no mu be break no edien ene no so mba be ka kire said 4 years ago omu ka kire and say ya no mba be ka kire after breaking the 8 na ya sembe ya. Take a listen to this. Listen carefully.
General Branch Secretary Mr. Secretary for my fellow chairman contenders the church Martin Sergeant Andy Oha. Andy Oha. Now, they are short. Maybe I'm bad. They see a cold war. And I did. Oh, Anna. Hey, I don't know what that's it. I don't want to do and I feel I could get number. It's that kind of day, and you chop pie. She said chop pie, and you're simple. You do your part, you like to see a chop. Until when I'm chairman, we will all chop nicely. And all share in the cake. Chop.
Mercy, I bet chop it.
Chop. It's not the one.
It's not the one.
Then boom, the papa pool. Yeah, chop on the patrol.
I don't know.
Chop on the paper.
Ask a
chop on the paper. The time is not. The castle of the bear, and the panel.
Mercy, what can I say? So what can I so gonna
When I dream a dog 4 years ago, 2020, as some of catcher on money, me no me and him. So, as some of catcher was a ban on my day, ya to your wedding cream in the bed, chop. Mua, be digana for Sikakwa. And Panzo, as some of kind of my some year for, and at the end of my year, they are chopping with their 10 hands. Instead, do no mudi digana sika. And to break it now, at the end of my baby, I'm on me. And as well. And then they be loot. Where did the normal say chop? Obi crowd to horse, I acquire workers and worker chop. No, I nothing no. On no crowd ne baba crab man a warrior. And guasi for the despicable fellows. Mun Ghana home, and he said the Ghana is here to me then. Yama Ghana di Debbie, Munkwa muyam koto kweni mun said do sika mube chopi keke. A member of parliament for Ifijiasi Asokore constituency and also a chairman of the health committee in parliament, Dr. Nana Ayiwe Friye, has said the Chinese in Ghana's forest reserves and water bodies were brought in by their political adversaries, and that the government won't stop Galamsey today, tomorrow. What is Azem? One no ya doctor no. Why a doctor or your friend Nana Ayiwe Friye or your doctor moi or your member of parliament and the parliament one so the health committee apomudin and unsem one no why chiamia wadaso nasem is no Galamsey ni yen stopping in ne yen stopping a china DNT or the politics are better mu say Chinese if one buy no Chinese if wa amanyo kuo the political adversaries and a cofa or mobile so Momay Galamsey into any nani or china and MPP babitra sa Galamsey into yen stop home and yen stop home the tini yan saying in it more bodam chini pebia Ghana when you have to parliament to Jimmy Kasa stupidity and foolishness where your doctor or Shama Ghana pomudin akoye or health committee no so and pandemic and now epidemic a break you Ghana ha one ne chairman of the committee no one na be o ma said yes so mo corona na share pandemic no wasem as far as Galamsey a concern edi wo how any yare metals any nyoma lead any nyoma ekonipa mojem there be oteho politics inti edwentini wonim nyansa na dwene nya adwuma Dr. Ayiwe wabodam chi nipa bia wasiampani politics inti there be or say yen say Galamsey na yen yehwe inti wahu asameka kire mo me wa asameka kire mo say NPP nim say Galamsey no they are part of it and until wo ko japade document ma ni na companies egum nya NPP for made no o meka inti we say dey bia meka munti ase enya Professor Dr. Emeritus bebrebe no ene bebre wo nim nyansa say ebi ni we Dr. Ayiwe wo nim nyansa tie ni kasa wo kan wo parliament ena na no wo say another member of parliament, Adwejiri, my friend is Adwejiri, member of parliament, my friend is Emire Finidi. Adwejiri, Franka no don't pray, one also the parliament on the floor of the house. No one catch any call and say, hey, you destroy the water bodies more than us. You destroy the what can it free no baby. When such persons at Ghana say, yen fa tumi show mo nsa enya bodam for mo yeden they don't care about you and for mo ho ti asema Dr. You or catch Ghana for Ankrah ti listen.
Kwabrani who said we are winning the seats in the mining areas. So they decided to go and import foreigners. No mo nyomo ba no man kan chom se munko in real no mu na munko to go do or se munko so no na munko tu. Na mo refi mo ho na the whole year. In so I a problem da. Enya 1 month ya na started. Eye obi na opese anka omo ye nanka ye di speed. Nanka ya caught, nanka ya stop it, galam say for, nanka ya lose your seat. Yes, stop you, amuna. Yes, stop you, amuchina. Now, I'm confirm with TV for na call. Now, I'm one crowd for car, and a galam say, and a galam say. Now, galam say, you too know Ankrah. In so no Ankrah. I'm on that. Come and say, my demonstration, and come by steady.
Oh, the one nimi nyansa. We not dream we ya. He's sick. He needs psychiatric observation. Me ha Ghana performance so so sao. Ghana we need to be biao. It is the people of Ghana and for that matter, the people of if you just say Asokore constituency and amana nipa. Yes sir, wenye nipa. We this I call them it's wenye nipa for him to say this to Ghanaians and allow Ghana's water bodies and the forest reserve to be depleted. Ne nipa yariye. No, the question politics say and into no, he's sick. Or a doctor, but unfortunately, or a health doctor, but oyari. He's sick in the brain. He need a psychiatric observation. And yes, I want to me na non kasasada. More politics a fun way. This guy, Emperor respected Ghana politics. Politics a fun to say he respect the Ghanaian politics now. Much more than the forest reserves than the water bodies at crossroads. If you are, no be say international partners, international wires, saying no Ghana say ya mende international wires ni bi a report to say hey ya ho akwatwe mu amende ye nsuo na asem ye ni nsuo mpodom enye wareho enye doctor we this useless man so useless indeed or to one Alban Bagben catch and say ma wo mu nko mining site won ko entertaining crofo enko gidi omusika mfanya hwe or per vote nti this rock or per vote inti as a sort of Ghana nsuo or the politics say or per vote meanwhile the parliament ye nyam faso bia and free health committee no we nom there's such human beings we no the international international wires no so report mining ho nsem saying take a listen to this.
Everyone needs to know what is happening in Ghana right now. The country is set to be placed on a nationwide lockdown after furious protests against illegal mining began escalating. Not a lot of people know this, but Ghana is losing roughly $2 billion every year to illegal mining, which is known locally as galamsey. Not only is this deeply affecting the country's economy, with resources that could have been used for national development being stolen, but the environmental consequences are severe, including deforestation, water pollution, and the displacement of thousands of people. And one of the biggest concerns is that over 60% of Ghana's water sources have been polluted by the use of these harmful chemicals like mercury and cyanide in these mining operations. This has resulted in a public health crisis because these toxic substances enter the food chain, affecting both the population and the biodiversity in the region. Recently, huge demonstrations took place to put pressure on the government to act decisively against illegal mining, but unfortunately they ended in arrest and mistreatment of those taken into custody. On Monday, the government is set to enforce a nationwide lockdown because of this. Local media outlets are struggling to bring global awareness to this problem, so be sure to share.
Great. When we said international partners need to report. Now, at the 28th of GJA Awards night, a journalist going to receive his award yet had a message for the president. And right here, GJA Awards. A journalist now watching award, and an award ni here no, nya award ni here no. Or the message be ma Akufo, the message be or the ma President Akufo. Take a listen to this.
From the work together as one people to ensure that we make this a thing of the past and a thing of history. Congratulations to you once again, President Wu.
Aditi, congratulations to him. So, now President Akufo-Addo. Nevertheless, the president of Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Kwabena Jumfo, also delivered a message to the president. How did he put his message? Afi president Ankasa, GJA president Ankasa, Edi Assembly to home mampini no mampini to hobby. Assembly no catch President Akufo-Addo. Listen to Jumo. Take a listen.
Due to its devastating effect on the environment, particularly our water bodies, which serve as major sources of drinking water. My administration welcomes all stakeholders in the country who have condemned this devilish act and are calling for urgent steps to tackle the issue head on. Galamsey has wreaked havoc on our environment and all our water bodies. As a Ghanaian, it saddens me to see once clean bodies of water turn a dark brown color. This is shameful, and we must all, as Ghanaians, wage a war against Galamsey. It will be recalled that a few weeks ago, the GJA organized a press conference to call for an end to Galamsey in cooperation with the Media Coalition Against Galamsey and other civil society organizations. There should be strict enforcement of all mining laws and regulations without any concessions, as well as the imposition of maximum sentences on offenders. This is a reliable approach to addressing this issue. We are aware that some time ago, Mr. President, the father of the nation, made a firm vow to stop Galamsey, but regrettably, that promise has not been fulfilled, Mr. President. You are barely 3 months after the end of administration, and we are hopeful that you will deal with the situation before you leave office. When it comes to protecting human rights. Our constitution mandates us to protect the human rights of citizens in this country. And as the president, I will lead that charge. As a result, we add our voice to call on the government, police, and the judiciary to take steps to release the protesters immediately.
Now, President Akufo-Addo to her order, as usual. Assemble could be a trine in a president man in this one. But President Vinzi was our Albert Kwabena Jumfo Vinzi. He kneeled it this time right on the head of the nail. Take a listen to the last statement of the man president. Listen.
We are aware that some time ago, Mr. President, the father of the nation, made a firm vow to stop Galamsey. But regrettably, that promise has not been fulfilled, Mr. President. You are barely 3 months until the end of the administration, and we are hopeful that you will deal with the situation before you leave office. Thank you. Now, Chairman, Your Excellency, We still maintain that a state of emergency must be declared over our water bodies and all planned and active mining concessions. We still maintain that a state of emergency must be declared over our water bodies and all planned and active mining concessions overlapping with river buffers should be abrogated, and all mining activities within 100 meters buffer of all rivers and streams should be halted with immediate effect. We also reiterate that NI 2462 should be repealed immediately. Let me also use this opportunity to implore the two leading presidential candidates who are supposed to be here with us today. They accepted an invitation and agreed to be here this evening. Unfortunately, they are not here yet. But I want to take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to implore these two leading candidates, presidential candidates and all other presidential candidates, to make a firm commitment to the fight against galamsey, so we can hold them accountable when any of them assume office in 2025.
Nina President Akufo-Addo si ho and water sinitia sisia na adiisu awro edise oda keke da nangwa. So once the media no eboa momotimi akoatia galamsey eni emu nsem ne emu ayi no there be na wankasa one of their own, their leading members, so they say Dr. Nana Ayunum, unscrupulous persons wenum no musu namho yen stop galamsey ne yen stop galamsey tomorrow omo face omo ye na wo de nyankopon ye wadumpo na breaki 8 na bra ube breaki 8 na beba na Ghana nsuo no ejina ho twen e me yaba benya bianom so honum ya na ye mo se munye obi na mo ye no. But as soon as they are making say, or train breno, or bomb force bed, or bebre, a 24 munim yansa. Folks, my main call short break me back. My guest, Dr. Sam Ankrah, joins me shortly on the nation's biggest investigative magazine show, The Frontline. We go out front with him tonight with some very hot revelations all coming. Stick and stay, I'll be right back.
Black Star Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabenya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. The areas are well developed. No need to worry about electricity, water, and other social amenities. You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555, or visit our website at www.oralblackstarlimited.com. Oral Blackstar, your preference, our priority. Black Star Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabenya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. The areas are well developed. No need to worry about electricity, water, and other social amenities. You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555, or visit our website at www.oralblackstarlimited.com. Oral Blackstar, your preference, our priority.
Folks, welcome back. This is the front line, of course, with a quick one. And tonight, we go out front with Dr. Sam Ankrah, PhD. A doctor for no more better. A doctor for no, you know, you know, a dear, for anything, you know, folks. Very well, of course, welcome back to Ghana Speaks Extension. And of course, as I indicated earlier, my guest, Dr. Sam Ankrah, presidential candidate, Alternative Force for Action, AFA, and I'm in a Babidinko. But folks, tonight, let's offer some prayers to the people of Lebanon. In God's name, Israel is pounding Lebanon at the full glare of the global space. Women and children are the heavy displaced. Israel is described as God's nation, yet they are doing all of what they are doing in the name of God's name, including even going to assassinate some of the leaders of the Hezbollah. Normal code naming operation is there. Operation what? Operation God's Wrath. Tonight, I'm going to show you this on the international space. The international wires are reporting devastation. It's a deep down crisis. It goes beyond United Nations, the UN Assembly. United States, who behaves like the world police. I want you to watch this footage and then begin to offer some prayers for the people of Lebanon. Take a listen to this. Great folks, this isn't a movie. It's a real event, live event happening. And I'm sure that when UBO television or international wires now, this is what is happening. Between Israel and Lebanon. If we are near Kwahane, just a area basao, baby niwa asumriwo. Timasma de be cancer, Muma Ghana, ye diemunye. Muma yem de be catch Ghana for Mugu US especially. Mubehu conservative president be bar, they will use a policy called the deep state policy. Na mube hu de besi mine. Amaya be kutani dio. Ye DNA. So let's protect our own. There be politics inti. Yen sensu. Yen say forest reserves. Near there. No we near jet. Now the year policy. We are. No abeji we see. No what naso. When the amaya be the AC ho. Well, folks, tonight my guest has just joined me, Dr. Sam Ankrah, of course, a visionary leader and economic strategist, and of course, with a proven track record of catalyzing growth across Africa, expertise in orchestrating multi-billion-dollar deals, driven public-private partnerships, and shaping national economic policies. And of course, strategic leadership, economic development, public-private partnerships, crisis management, stakeholder engagement, Nina, Utumu, Anamo, Afinzo, or cross-cultural communications, ethical comments, business development, financial, a whole lot. Now, you see, Jana Mekasa, such persons we now or many more. What we do is you plug all of these guys, you tap into their knowledge, not necessarily say, while peer crowd or ballots, where can we tap into their expertise in the Dr. Sam Ankrah joins me. Doc, Akwaba. Boko dear.
Yamina do maybe aboko now swear.
Great. Somebody just sent a question to me, Mrs. Your Ankrah comes from where?
The Ankrah roots come from Jamestown.
Jamestown. Oh, okay.
Yes. My mother is from Ashanti, Sechedumasi.
Oh, okay. I see. Good one. And you've stayed all your life in London, correct?
Well, I grew up in Ghana. I was born in Ghana. Went to school in Opokwari.
Oh, okay.
I was a school prefect.
Oh, okay.
From Opokwari, now we call England. My adult life in there was set up in England.
Yeah. And you've also been in business, a lot of businesses in Nasa for all of that, correct? You've helped other nations, African nations, broken deals and all of that. Where does Ghana get her bites in all of this? Or maybe now that we're about to get on, unfortunately, things change hands. Which one?
It's a shame because we share how other countries have listened, followed processes, due processes, and been able to move from third world to developed countries now. Now, we share why African countries especially, they take one step back, one step forward, three steps backward. I mean, I saw firsthand in the Far East, countries like Indonesia, where their progress level, because I was a director for emerging markets. So I sat in front of presidents and finance ministers in these countries firsthand, talking on policy programs and as initiatives that help transform these nations. These other places have taken these processes and managed to get themselves out. Even in Brazil, before Lulu took over, Brazil was in a state of distress. But Brazil was borrowing more than everybody else from the World Bank. And by the time Lulu left government, Brazil was donating more, giving more money to the World Bank to lend. It tells you, sir, it doesn't take a rocket science. If you follow the best practices and you have the right systems and structures in place, with any selfless leader at the helm of affairs, you would be able to migrate and have an upward mobility. Unfortunately for Africa, and again, I've used that word, people didn't, but let me explain. I call it a mouse mentality. And it's across a mouse mentality. It's across the continent.
Are you talking about the little thing that
little mouse? You know, when you put a bait in a kitchen.
That's right.
And you put a little sardine on the bait.
That's right.
As a bait on a trap. The father mouse will go to that same trap. It gets it. The mother mouse will go to the same trap. The children mouse, the daughter, the son, every one of them will be caught by the same trap. This is what is happening in Africa. The entire continent are falling on the same sword. The same mistakes that is happening in Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Angola, is the same problem Ghana put their heads in. Let's talk about even our oil find.
And we seem incapable of reversing the trend.
Listen, let's talk about oil find. When Ghana found oil, we had seen the mess in Nigeria. We have seen the mess in Angola. We have seen the mess in Gabon. We've seen the mess in Equatorial Guinea. And we've also seen success stories in Norway. We've seen success stories in Saudi. We've seen even the UAE, where they've managed to use this same resource to transform the countries overnight. What stopped Ghana from pursuing either of these success stories than to move into the trap that had messed up Africa? Who in this right mind would want to sign for royalties when we can own 100% of our assets? These are critical questions I want bright minds Ghanaians and young people to start asking. What value do we create? We live in a country. Our young people have no employment. We don't have any technology transfer. We are depreciating our currency. We are importing inflation. Look, and yet there is God-given resources which others don't even have a fraction of. It's so much available at disposal, and we're giving it off and putting ourselves in this kind of situation. Then there's a problem, and the problem is leadership. Our leaders are not making the right decisions. Greg Mills wrote a book, Why Africa is Poor. I hope you go and read it. Africa is poor not because of aid. Africa is poor not because of slave trade or colonization. Africa is poor because of the choice of leaders that we have. People in opposition, look at even this democratic dispensation. How do we elect our leaders? We know the fundamental problem is the funding of the party politics. In opposition, these parties, NDC, MPP, are taking money from accomplices who binds them from making decisions that will transform this nation. Let anybody come and challenge me on this statement. In opposition, people, they are taking money. So when they get the power, the decisions that they can take to help improve and develop our economies can be taken. And that is why we're sitting here, 2024, in the 21st century. We go and cut our best timber, rosewood in villages up in the north, destroy roads we've invested millions of money on, take it to the port at the raw state, import to somebody else's country, and then export to somebody else's country, and then import back as high as 4,000% of the value.
Can you imagine?
Does it make sense to you?
We import it again.
Yes. And this is exactly what is happening across board. Meanwhile, like I said, we are not creating value. We are not having access to the byproducts. We are, what do you call it? Our young people haven't got employed. We are depreciating our currency. We are also importing inflation. Look, the components of it. So let's stop the gimmicks. The games of we will hold the city. The games of we will do this. And let's paint the right picture so that Ghanaians would understand that understand the fundamental problems or the issues that needs to be addressed. This is what Sam Ankrah has been saying, and this is why I've drawn so many enemies, and that is why I am not on the ballot box.
Hey! And that's why I've drawn so many enemies, and that's why I'm not on the ballot box. Folks, this one, he's just giving the tip of the iceberg, and some will be piano doing. Now, when Timmy and Kani Ankrah have to make provisions for him again. Now, folks, what can say me fundamentally as he said, is he, yes, now, he made a very fundamental statement to me, and that has to do with one of Ghana's enviable commodity, oil. Two, he also says, oil nanti betuno. He also gave examples of amayamaya in Africa, or not even in Europe. As amayamaya in Nara, Ghana betumi this amayamaya no ayashen so dear. Netumia guide and kwanya yebe faso ebetu your oil no. Eranom asem wo re ho. Who so be a refi. But he's bringing all of us home. Just say, and to Ghana, a bria minimum can say, and say a struggle in order to say, and minimum can say, electricity company, almost money oil, a dear, a fine, and net electricity tariffs in the month of October. Are you aware? Now, baby, I say, oil now yet to Western region, even the people of Western region are benefiting. Saying, Doc, this is very sad.
It's a sad situation. And it requires critical thinking people in this country to collectively come together to support or ask the right questions. If we keep leaving this to politicians and making complaints that, hey, it's a dirty environment, if you go there, you muddy yourself and so forth, we're comfortable in our corners. Because I blame the middle class in this country. We're part of the problem. They feel so comfortable. Everybody is sitting on their little space. Nobody wants to get involved, and it's a few cabal that has been benefiting, taking advantage of our people who are not enlightened. Because look, there are critical things that we need to look at. And
give us some.
People have to ask the right questions. I have talked about our natural resources, and I'm saying, sir, in the 21st century, Ghana has to own 100% of our resources. 100%. Look, when you see the guys wearing Chevron t-shirts, ExxonMobil t-shirts, or even what do you call it, Shell, E&I and all these big companies, they are not working for them. They are on contracts. Same way from day one, we can set up a company like ExxonMobil, having a consortium of experts training our Ghanaians, exiting and leaving us to take control of our own resources and then pass the skills. Before I move further, let me just share this with you. Years ago, after the Second World War, Norway was a very, very poor country. I mean, one of the poorest countries in the world. The entire Euro was in turmoil, but theirs was messy. They were just a bunch of fishermen and farmers. Until they found oil, Kweku. When they found the oil, they told the Americans and the British at the time, who had the technology and the money and the resources, they said, look, we're not going to give the assets to you. and take royalties like you've done around the world. What we require from you is train, develop our people, and then we will take care of our own resources. Years down the line, Norway is not just exporting the product, the oil. They are exporting technology. Everywhere you go in the world, where there are experts in the oil field, especially in the high seas, they are Norwegians. How did they arrive there? It took a transformative leader who saw beyond just the myopic thinking of let's chop today to create something for people and generations yet unborn. And today is one of the world's richest countries.
No way.
These are the decisions.
And these are the transformation Norway
Absolutely.
came out of.
Indonesia, for example, when and the issue with copper, again, they were exporting the raw state. A serious leader took over the country, said, hey, my young people don't have employment. At that point when he took over, the copper industry was only about 4 billion, similar to what we are doing. He took immediately he took that decision. The entire Western world on them will give you this, will give you that. China came in. Now the copper business moved from a 4 billion to 30 billion industry. The number of employment they've created, how their GDP has grown overnight, how the economy has grown. These are decisions that cannot just be taken. It requires pragmatic leadership, selfless leadership, actionable leaders, and these are the critical things that we need to look. We are living in a country where politics who shout loud on a platform is who we want to run the country. But if we don't understand, say, obeda them and also obeda bonting, it depending on how you vote on the ballot.
Exactly.
We're making mistakes. And to you no more motion or motie kasa enyumre. Omontia say, and yes, say Germany t-shirts and then 200 cities and I say, you no. We should start thinking, asking questions, and understand, say obedi di, obeda kom, obanumsio, unyonsio nom. Will depend on how you vote on the ballot paper.
Great. Depends on how you vote on the ballot paper. Now, Doc, my main one step backwards. In developing Ghana, you mentioned that we have to take over our natural resources,
Absolutely.
and then develop from that angle.
Absolutely.
Now, specific questions we can just off our head guess or hazard guesses, such as say your gold, your diamond, your bauxite, the crude oil. Now, if Dr. Sam Ankrah is the president tonight, what will be your magic formula to transform this so then Ghana becomes much endowed with the following or above?
So far, let's start with the oil.
Great.
The oil wells had already been given, but there are more to find. I am saying and promising Ghanaians, if God give me an opportunity to run this nation, every new oil find will be wholly 100% owned by the state.
Really?
100% owned by the state. We will develop the resources, create a skillful Ghanaians to run and operate it as the years go by.
So why do we have the tallow and the cosmos there?
Well, I mean, as for tallow issue, we can say at that point we didn't have oil.
Okay.
So that particular block they found, they're entitled to it. But immediately all these oil wells should have been put on into a national oil company, 100% wholly owned by Ghanaians. Then you recruit or you purchase the contractors to come and do the job right from exploration to production. Then every one of them will have Ghanaians understanding them with a period of maybe 5 to 7 years exit. Now, this is how these things work. You have the asset wholly owned 100%, then you set up an operating company. The operating company will bring the experts in from different parts of the world to take contracts. Once you have that, because of the skills ready, and there's 100% confirmation that the asset is there, every investment bank will chase you with money to use it. So you wholly own it. You pay your loan out of it. You pay the cost of the contractors. 100% owned Ghanaians. All the byproducts are available to you. You are also passing skills. You are creating employment. You are building the economy. These are things that are lacking. It's
a lot of brain work.
Exactly. Look, these things require critical thinking. It requires selflessness and requires expertise. And because of greed in our politics. The politicians will not allow skillful people to come in and give them these advices because for them, it's what is in for me. Where's my 10%? These discussions have blinded us, clouded us from us losing the greatest stuff that could have transformed this nation. We cannot, this statement that the president made, that Yetisika comedy is 100% honest statement. However, it requires expertise, pragmatism, actionable leadership, and all this which is not available at the moment. And this is what we're promising Ghanaians. We want to bring it and transform this nation.
Wow. That's quite shocking, though.
Yes. So our problems can be solved. Our countries can be built. But we need to look at the structure of our politicking. How do we elect leaders? What are the conditions? Why would you give a 79 billion to Mr. A to run? What does he bring on the table? Is it because Mr. A is popular? Or Mr. A has a track record that shows that he can deal with it? Because look, the reason why Coca-Cola, Apple, all these corporations will go to the market, headhunt skillful leaders, and pay them 7 figures, 8 figures to run the corporations. And lo and behold, they take it and they increase the share capital of the company overnight. It's not by magic. It's not by magic. Because they understand the need for having the right caliber of people to be at the head of affairs. Leadership is everything. So if we think we can just go ahead, give anything to a cabal that comes and their thinking is let's enrich ourselves and our immediate families and everybody else to go to hell, then we'll be in a cycle of poverty for year on end. But if we're looking indeed to change our circumstances, if anybody is hearing my voice and thinking, hey, we want to enjoy our living conditions, we want to improve our living standards, it doesn't happen by magic. It requires having the requisite skills and the right people at the helm of affairs. This is what we are preaching about, and this is what we want for our country, Ghana.
This is what we want for our country, Ghana. Folks, my guest, Dr. Sam Ankrah, and Ameneno Airborne Command, giving us all the perspectives about the way forward as far as Ghana is concerned. So, Doc, can I say that 32 years Ghana has been suffering from leadership deficit, correct? True or false?
Absolutely. I'm saying we take one step forward. We've seen pockets of some improvement, and then we bring it back all the way. Right now, we live in a country that is bankrupt. This 32 years is the same 30 years that Singapore took from a third world country to a developed country. 32 years is well enough for anybody to transform a nation from a third world to a first world. Do we see that in Ghana?
No.
And if we don't see, what are the challenges? What are the issues? Why do we still keeping the same thing over and over again and expect a different results? Einstein says something. It's only an insane person that would keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's only a mad person that will be taking the same direction and thinking it will end up in a different destination. It doesn't work like that. It starts from us recalibrating, restructuring our systems, understanding exactly what the challenges are, and taking out and finding solutions head on to address those problems. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Great, folks. Said status quo must change. Now, many of you might have cited Dr. Sam Ankrah pictures or billboards to be a lot of people, millions, who will hope na oba. So eventually say they were going to see him on the ballot paper. Ghana for betwaba amanwa obenye se nkudimdie no. Within when and how on the 20th of September, Electoral Commission among the 24 no omukoko ballot ya ni screening adeneswa ba 30 ekwadon komo ni ewrem, and the likes of such high profile personalities we intimi room. And I'm going to ask Dr. Sam Ankrah, Doc, what went wrong?
Me, I said, media, what we said, be power, just say, yeah, cry, Ubia and Wawa. I mean, we have a lot of support base. I don't know whether people underestimated or undervalued who we were or the kind of campaign that we're putting through. But from information that we have in our disposal, which at the right time we would have detailed, we will air out, certain people felt threatened.
Really?
Yes. They were not comfortable.
At the Electoral Commission?
Well, no, of course not. You see, that's a problem again. I have been preaching about separation of powers and checks and balances. And I've always said the only time, look, power corrupts. Anybody with so much power, regardless of who you are, you will be corrupted.
That's true.
And that is why we need to build our institutions. Make sure that all these bodies are autonomous so that everyone is watching at the back of everyone. Once you have that, it lessens the power of one executive, and then it helps develop and transform a nation.
Yeah.
It's a shame. The Thursday before the Friday, we have an insider. They told us, oh, congratulations, guys! Everything that you presented, hey, perfect.
You had a call from within.
Yeah.
Your underground stuff.
Absolutely. Oh, everything is fine. We have. I mean, you've ticked the boxes and it's kosher. We'll go through. Then apparently something happened on the night of Thursday because it was around 11:15 or 11:30 around that period that we got the message. Monday morning, around 9 o'clock, one of the candidates called me. Oh, Sam, I've received a letter from what do you call it? Electoral Commission. Almost see balloting for spaces.
That's right.
At 4 o'clock. Now, when you're a letter now, I said no. Me I'm a letter. Tiafe, my earphone calls are call. Nobody's picking my call. Until by 1 o'clock, I decided to go there on my own. To be quiet on the way to EC, and around 1 o'clock, and I'm say on my press release, on my sending list across to all the media houses.
Hey.
Until me now TSU, disqualify me. Yeah, disqualify me. What is the condition? Minya, yes, see. Say, as part of the process, you're required to have signatures across the length and breadth of the country. 2 from every district. Now, the EC is saying, sir, yeah, application, yeah, nominee and obu young fan say, oh, your friend is saying, Ayawaso.
Okay.
And Yakofan and so on almost support gas out. And these are mistakes, infractions are here. But EC never at any communication told us.
But they have to communicate to you.
But in the press conference, they are saying, say, it's a blatant lie.
Was there any correspondence to that?
There was a correspondence, which I have it here. If you don't mind, I can read it out to the entire nation.
Yes.
The correspondence we have is here. And let me read it.
That the EC sent to the candidates.
He did send to me. I'll read the date and everything.
Okay, the one that you received.
The one that I received.
Good.
Almost say a friend is saying, me send the application on the Friday. I got this letter on Sunday, 15 September 2024. Dr. Samuel Sapon Ankrah, Independent Presidential Aspirant Accra. The title is Presidential Nomination Vetting Committee Report.
Great.
Or say, I bring you greetings from the Presidential Nomination Committee and trust that this letter finds you well. The nomination committee has detected that the underlisted anomalies with your nomination forms. Number 1, anomalies, with your nomination form. Number 1, incomplete filing of nomination forms.
1.
Any bishop say, what is that? Almost your additional information, just say our logo, tax certificates, and all of those. Number 2, or say, you submitted only 1 original copy of the nomination form. The others were photocopies. So you are required to submit 3 additional original copies. So they want 4 handwritten original copies instead of the 1 with the 3 photocopies. Meanwhile, the commission is contacting your supporters to verify the authenticity of their consent to your nomination.
Good.
You are required to come for your nomination forms today, Sunday, 15th September 2024, and effect the needed corrections and resubmit by 10 a.m. on Monday, 16th, 2024.
So then you received this on Saturday?
This is on Saturday.
So at least you had even a day.
No, on Sunday. I received this on Sunday. So
Monday you were supposed to
submit. Okay. But luckily for us, when we were picking the signatures, because we had a formal presidential aspirant who had gone through the process before, a former EC high-level officer as consultants to our application, we knew exactly what they were looking for. So we had done the signature side about 3/4 for all of them. But eventually they say, oh, photocopy, so far as it's clear enough, it will work. So when we went and realized that the photocopies will not be accepted, we immediately went back to the old one, which was about 3/4 or more through, to wrap it up and brought it back on Monday morning.
Wow.
So Monday, we had presented 4 clear, handwritten, signed application forms in addition to the supporting documents that were required. It was received and the boxes were ticked.
On Monday?
On Monday. There was no other communication until the day that the press release came.
That they had balloted.
Exactly. So where did the EC said we had infractions with districts, signatures?
Am I hearing well?
I am telling you, this is exactly what happens. Let anyone from EC comes and challenge this. Look, the situation is very pathetic and it's sad. There's no reason of disqualification. Look, before the EC to even disqualify anyone, it has to be constitutional.
Exactly.
What does the Constitution say? 40 years of sound mind. What else? Why are we now giving power to a body that will determine who they want to be on a ballot paper?
No. It is not their constitution.
Is it the democracy that we are telling people that we are practicing? So basically, if you are not lied by the system, if you are speaking against the system, as Sam Ankrah has been doing, and I'm going to continue doing it, punching holes in what's supposed to be done hasn't been done, like what you sitting here and has been saying, that means you have to be kicked out because they don't like you, and they have the right or a technical way to get you out. This is so unfair, this is unacceptable, and this has to end immediately. Ghanaians has to get on the ballot on merit. The people have to have who they want on the ballot.
It's not about somebody doing anybody
somebody
favor.
Doing any exactly, not a group or a body thinking we pick and choose who you want. You made a statement. Look at how everybody, all the others had gone through. So basically,
it's shocking, eh?
It's very shocking. And you see, apart from being shocking, this is something we need to take seriously, because the bedrock of our democracy is the Electoral Commission.
Wow.
If Ghanaians lose confidence in the EC, that is serious. So we need to address this issue immediately and understand exactly what are the powers given to them. Because look, they are not there as policemen. No, as part of their core duties to be the electioneering managers, they are also advisory body to people like us. And as an advisory body, you liaise with somebody and advise and teach and direct. I don't necessarily even have to get a consultant from outside.
No.
They should have helped me back and forth.
That's what they are supposed to do.
We get it right. Until we get it right.
They guide you all through the process.
So you are not there to pick and choose who you feel and think has to be on the ballot box. It's absolutely against the Constitution. It's unconstitutional. It's out of order on principle, and it's a blot on anybody's conscience to even think that Sam Ankrah did not qualify and that we have to disqualify him.
Let me ask this question. Do you have any suspicion that there was some underdealings, some invisible hands towards taking you out of the ballot?
Well, I mean,
have you had that suspicion all this
it's not just suspicion. I mean, it was clear. I was warned. Hey, Sam, the way you are talking against certain things, be very careful. Then eventually, it came to a point that, hey, the way your campaign is going, if we allow it to build momentum, you're a credible candidate, and the target the target you are looking at, the audience that you are reaching, the middle class, the educated youth, the educated in general, even the Ashanti votes and Greater Accra, these are supposed to be the core voters of a certain party. So even if he takes certain percentage, and it means it gives other parties the option to have an outright win.
Exit out.
So the advice is immediately, let's silence him, let's take him out. And that's what has been done. If not, let anybody comes and say why Sam Ankrah is not on the ballot.
Why Sam Ankrah is not on the ballot? Folks, Adonai Hupao, maybe Electoral Commission. Now, so let me ask you, do you have some trust in the Electoral Commission as of now, regardless of your situation when...
Well, at the moment, I don't want to preempt anything. It will be very unfair on their part. We have written to them, and it's a human institution, and mistakes can be made. We're giving them the room to look and address, but it's taking too long. We sent a letter to them last week. Immediately the announcement came. We wrote immediately to them to make sure we have an official write on exactly what is happening. It's gone on. Nobody's responded as of now.
Oh boy!
And Bernard Mona too, and the two had a similar incident. They were supposed to be in court. They went straight to court. But I thought, look, it's always best to have goodwill with people.
That's right.
So we wrote a petition to say, look, if they've made mistakes, let them correct. They didn't do anything, but they went straight to court. The court fixed a hearing today. The case has been adjourned. And I am just pleading to the judiciary that they should deal these cases with alacrity. It's so crucial to the fundamental peace and development of this country. They shouldn't just assume and just belittle other people. Because look, everybody has to be treated fairly. When people feel cheated, as little as they are, it's dangerous to our democracy.
It's dangerous to our democracy. Doc, do you support the call by the NDC that we have to do a forensic audit?
Well, listen, I always say, look, confidence building is everything. If I am going to fight somebody, it happens. And then you petition a body that governs it and say, hey, I'm not happy with the referee. 9 out of 10, they change it. So anything that would build confidence, to show transparency and honesty in the approach, it's so crucial. Why is NDC complaining? You see, this is a games both institutions play. They know exactly what has gone on. Where underage people, you see, that is why people can confidently tell you no independent candidate can be president. Because the skirmishes in court that goes on behind the scenes in our voting, in our electoral roll, is beyond reasoning. And I'm not saying it's only MPP, it's both parties. The people they bus from different parts of the neighboring countries to come and register. The underage people that are all in there. So they know what is in there, which is wrong. And that is why they are calling for the audit. And I support it 100% for the credibility of the EC.
Exactly.
It has to be audited transparently. And again, not just end there. If they have any issues also, all these nomination forms also have to be audited so that Ghanaians will see indeed if these are the only people who had infractions and as a result we have to take them out of the ballot paper. These are critical things that we have to ask. And I keep emphasizing the Electoral Commission is the key bedrock to our democracy. Anything that would undermine their integrity or lets them lose confidence in the eyes of the people has to be cut off immediately. And it means them having an audit and making sure that things are done to the satisfaction of everybody. They have to do it.
Wow, they have to do it. Now, folks, my guest, Dr. Sam Ankrah, and I'm in a year bonkomwe about all the deals are akoso. Not just say, who say suspicion or no, who say clear invisible hand be and a twat in the airport. Yes, son, see that. Udi agro kakre bi omon kasa hu ye be ma kwan ma ode waye odede no abo mochi a na dru dide no a so bi sa hu say the likes of mama ekua don komu na atimi ewuram emi ekoto omo so aba na womo abo omo ho womo aba womo bewura system na etimi recognize om na womo de sebi womo nyansa ne nimdie na to no system na etimi amform nwuram ochina krom ha be she papa it's going to be a groundbreaking event. Electoral Commission versus parties ni na womo kwakwa say dwumedi wo. But doc, my mimi say a question was I have 2 questions for you before we drop. Would you at this time try say, okay, Nyoma Kwesia, okay, well, let me navigate through, then I'll support one of the parties and through all my members, the group enemy support to. Would you be doing that in the coming days before 67 more days left?
Well, I mean, the time is very short. This whole thing has disrupted our campaign.
Oh.
So we need to look at what are the plan Bs, what if scenarios, if this has to prolong. But again, we don't want to preempt the situation. Let's see, we're going to go through the process, due process, we'll go to court, and make sure if EC does not do the right thing in the coming days or coming hours, we'll make sure we'll take it to the wire. We want to deepen our democracy. We want the Ghanaians to have confidence in our systems and structures. Because look, it's only having the right systems and structures that would help to move this country. Every component of all this helps in the development. You see, people have the thinking that, oh, this country can be developed by magic. Or we need to go and bring certain people or certain money or certain people from different parts of the world to come and develop this country. It doesn't work like that. This country will have to develop between you and I and people watching us. Everybody coming together collectively, understanding and having a confidence and belief in the system with the right leaders in place, having the right directions, policies and systems and programs. It's only by so doing that we can turn this economy around. Any sort of cosmetic work where the bottom is spoiled, but we can arrange the top, will fall apart. And that is what has brought us to this point. We don't address our issues head on. We paint on top of it, assume it's all right, and then in the end, it falls into places. If any politician will tell you with the current systems and structures, they can come and turn things around, they are lying to you. NDC, MPP will take over 2 or 3 days after the elections. Ghanaians will go back to square one on the same situation. It requires radical leaders, people like us, outsiders, who are unencumbered, who doesn't owe anybody or any institution, taking the right decisions and putting the right systems and structures in place. Our systems have become dysfunctional. The system that even used to work before now does not work. The world around us is moving on. We can't just keep sitting back using analog to solve digital problems. Everything has to restructure. Everything has to be rebooted and set up again. This is what Sam Ankrah and the Alpha movement is promising Ghanaians given the opportunity.
Great. Now, Doc, let me say a question. A canary bird whispered to us that part of your challenge, or maybe till now, and may I rephrase the question, did you have something to do with this group called the New Force?
No, I never had anything to do with them. I didn't even know of the New Force. It's just, I'm surprised you're bringing it here, but I had no clue who they were. When this billboards of mass came about, and social media, a lot of people, I mean, very important bloggers, did the AI and said I was the one behind the mask.
Yes, your name came up.
Yes. Everywhere they said I was the one. And the reason why people were attributing that to me was I was a young guy, new kid in the block. I'd come out, promising Ghanaians I'm contesting and so forth. So a lot of eyes was on me. So when the billboard came, it was matching up to the new guy. Then it started escalating to different things.
Yeah.
I was getting insults. People say I'm a voodoo. Because honestly, the mask it belongs to the voodoo. It's a voodoo mask for a tribe in Nigeria.
Really?
Yes. So people started actually calling me in all of those names.
Hey.
So I came out and said, "Hey guys."
That mask?
Yes. I came out and I said, "Hey, I am not the one behind the mask, and in fact, I don't believe in political facades." Where Ghanaians are tired of politicians hiding behind the scenes, promising heaven and delivering hell. The time has come for us to match promises to deliveries. And this is no mask. There's no mask promises. So I came up at the back of it and said, I am not the one behind the mask, first of all, and I don't believe in the mask. And going forward in these 2024 elections, no mask promises. This is all I said. And even that, I could have continued on and built at the back of it, because what's his name? Several people. Kali J wanted to interview me. I turned it down. Sewa Amehene wanted to. Amehe wanted to interview. What's the name of this guy? Kojo Sheldon.
Okay.
All of them, but again, because I made that statement, I made sure it ended there so that it won't be seen as you are capitalizing on somebody. So I turned all of those out, but all I said was, I am not the one behind the mask. I don't believe in any mask promises. And in fact, it disgusts me for any politician to show his face hiding behind the mask to deceive Ghanaians. There's enough of these political facades.
Yeah.
Come as you are, show your face, tell Ghanaians exactly what you intend to do for them, meet promises with delivery, and that's what Ghanaians require.
And that's what Ghanaians require. Now, tonight we've seen the face behind that mask. As a political person also, you know, still on the block, and still you have the way to impact something on Ghanaians. Do you trust the personified behind the mask?
Well, I mean, honestly speaking, who am I to judge people? It's a political terrain.
But we need to know identities of the people.
Well,
who they are.
We know who they are. We know who is behind the mask now.
Yeah.
It's obvious. Everybody knows. But again, I'm not a judge of character of people. Only that I just give people always the benefit of the doubt. And I'm not really into other people's business. I concentrated on mine. I believe I stay focused on what I know I can deliver for this nation. I think will be a huge asset to this country if they give us the nod or give us the opportunity. And again, I want to encourage our supporters out there. This, regardless of the outcome of this challenge, this is not the end of Sam Ankrah and the Alpha Group. This is just the beginning. We're going to fight the cause until we achieve our goals and Ghana take its rightful place in the global scene.
Somebody's asking a question. Are you going to put an injunction on the Electoral Commission in the coming days before even the 7th December?
We don't want to show the stones we want to throw. So for now, we'll leave it as it is.
Really?
But as I've said...
Because that suspicion is quite rare. Some suspect you, they suspect Bernard Mona, and other group of people.
Well, yeah, I mean,
these elections will be injuncted.
What is going to happen is, apart from individuals suing, there's going to be a class action as well. EC is not going to get out of this because they don't have the mandate to determine who they want to be on the ballot. They have no rights. So clearly, we will go to the wire. But again, do not preempt the situation. Let's give the benefit of the doubt. We have a bit of time now. Let's see what happens. But in an event where the right things are not done, then I think we have to show all our fingers and our hands.
Great, folks. Dr. Sam Ankrah. And I'm in a bon common. Yeah, where is my other phone? Bring it. Make sure. Hey, hi, Joe. John Kane, I'll say hi, Kweku. Watching you live from Canada. More fire. I love it. Samira, hello, good evening. I'll say very good news. All right, God bless you. Valerie and I'll say good afternoon from Atlanta, Georgia. I salute you, Kweku, watching you live from the hot Atlanta. All right, Valerie to us. I'll say, hey, please, I am not part of, I will not fall for Kofi Annan. Okay, you're talking about Ajua. I'll say, Ajua, say, good evening, Kweku. It's that time of the week. Again, greetings to everyone here listening and enjoying the show. More grace. Ajua to us. I'll say, in fact, I'm highly disappointed in Dr. Nana Ayew. A free year, a whole doctor reduced his thinking to this level because of politics. Shame on you, Dr. Mafere Mafere Ama Wumpo. Sana Opesoche. Ni Ama Johnson will say, very useless indeed, but unfortunately, the constituencies would vote for these idiots to go back to parliament. I'll say, useless government ever. When your side salute you, say, okay, loads and loads. Hey, Assemble debut. And Sembebre, let's check what we have here. Good evening, Kwekwanan. Peace be unto you. In fact, you are delightful to watch because of your boldness in dissecting issues. Mother Ghana is traveling, growing and yearning for Redeemer. Unwittingly, Galamsey put our very lives in jeopardy and annihilates us years to this canker. However, in spite of the incessant complaints and widespread condemnation greetings this wickedness, the president is not is not acting. Consequently, this government glittering facade crumble. Shockingly, these current crop of leaders are the definition of embarrassment and failure. PK, PK new literature, yeah. Kweku, one wonders if there are thinking human beings in Ghana. Cowardly and selfish Ghanaians are destroying this country, and majority just complain, do nothing. Ghana isn't democracy, but kakistocracy. Hey, and some dorsal. Okay, I say good evening, Kweku. Good show. Dr. Sam is the man to lead this country. Both MPP and NDC are just bloody thieves in disguise. Stingo from Kaswa and Ode Ebaye. We should also say Akufo-Addo and his cohorts. I say who are behind the encouraging illegal mining to put our health at great risk must note wealth cannot buy health. And Ode Ebaye. We also good evening, Kweku. What that man, Dr. Ankrah, is saying is exactly what Dr. Ankrah did. This policy drove all investors away. In the end, Ghanaians had to line up for everything, including sugar, salt, etc. Dr. Ankrah should read why Nkrumah was overthrown. Oh, really? He should read it, eh? Okay, good evening, Kweku. Good work, as always. I want to ask can Ghanaians still cast his or her vote if he doesn't want to vote for any vote for all the people on the ballot paper? I think that there's a provision for you to get that vote done. Hello, Kweku Annan. I'm outraged by the Electoral Commission's questionable decisions on 2024 presidential candidates. Qualifying candidates were dropped while Madam Ankrah Donko, who lacks basic literacy skills, was cleared. This raises critical concerns. One, is the selection process meant based on influential by money? Two, are candidates' evaluation on leadership, ability, or financial power? Three, what message does this send to Ghanaians and international observers? As citizens, we demand transparency in candidates' selection. Eko Thomas, watching from Tema. Ghana water pollution crisis demands action. Government backed Chinese contractors and destroying our environment. Key issues: water pollution, forest destruction, farmland degradation. Leaders serve the people. Ban mining near water bodies. Revoke. Please, can he join? You're asking Doc, can he join the new force? Because this is the mindset we are moving with, and all talent and knowledge are resources. My respect to Dr. Sam, wish to get in touch with him. The new force, the new Ghana, the new industrialization of Africa. I am Simon, member of the new force. I don't know. I'm going to ask Doc if that is going to come forward on that. With Lebanon, it is like the cat sleeping quietly and the mouse choose to bite its tail. So what does the mouse expect? They caused it, just like the youth of Israel having a party in their own town, and Hamas crossed in there and massacred 1,200 of them, including babies, and you expect Israel to sit down and fold their arms? No, they deserve what is happening to them. No pity. Okay? It sounds as though like an old soldier talking. Good evening, Kwekwanan. Please, my humble appeal to NDC political party through your platform is we have had youth manifestos and women manifestos. Please consider the aged manifesto from Davis. All right, I'm sure the NDC they are listening. I'm surprised at the kind of journalism have an expose and investigative footage, but it ends up to be empty talk. Please prepare well before coming on air, because you can't waste our years. I love the show. Meaning what you are referring to by that particularly, because we are here doing the show and you're also speaking something else. I don't know. Hello, Mr. Annan. You are too much. God bless you for the good work you are doing for Mother Ghana. Musa Tamale Nodeba. Hi, Chief. What is the BOG governor telling investors again after inflicting heavy and terrible haircuts on investors, resulting in total loss of hard-earned investment. He is here again with gold coins, gymnastics to defraud Ghanaians and investors. Hey, Kweku, I say, I am Kweku from Takrady. In fact, I am highly disappointed in Akufo-Addo. Well, that's your views, though. Say good evening, Kweku. Good work. God bless you. I feel sorry for some of the Ghanaians upon all what this NPP people have done. Still, they support this NPP. The Bain and the Ghana Ebeye and or the Ebai. We shall say, hi, Dr. Ankrah. Can you make provisions and then Ghanaians will vote for you without electoral commission? I don't know how that possible it is. Also, good evening to you and your viewers. I must be frank and sincere that 90% of Ghanaians are weak in mind because we have sold our literacy to illiteracy. That's why we are still slaves to these politicians. Also, this ruling government have destroyed everything that favors Ghanaians, and you still look at how people are following them like beggars. Upon all of this are going through people of a country, and we are still selling our rights for them. Those empty stomach following them are the same people to be pointing fingers. Please, I want to ask, are the politicians our civil servers and serve us something? Doc, my memory was telling me a question when he and okay, was it Brakweku, kudos, hard work. I am Labi from Kaswa. This Galamsey has spoiled all our water bodies in Ghana. In the next years to come, we would have to import water by the time the president, ministers, and head of states would be abroad with their family members. We live in Ghana. Now, some are requesting them. You threw your support to the new force. Do you agree to this?
Well, we are Alpha Movement, and we're open for development of this nation. We're not just throwing our support to anybody.
Okay.
Whoever wants us to throw their weight behind has to first of all align with the policy direction and the way of execution and our beliefs. So we are open to developing the country, and anybody that wants to talk to us, we're open to listen to them. But at the moment, we're fighting for our cause to make sure we get on the ballot. And even if we don't, this is not the end, as I said. We'll regroup, work towards a better day in 2028.
2028. Yes, but when it comes to development of Ghana, you have a lot to say to us in terms of how we can push resources into, the reality of how to boost our economy.
We are sitting here and everything is borrowed at the balance sheet of the government. And then borrow money at the balance sheet of the government, give it to a group of people, either misuse or use it, and then move on. This is not governance. In the 21st century style of governance, nobody goes to the capital market and borrow at the balance sheet of the government. That is why our debt stock, even after the restructuring, is now around 76, 77.
Yeah.
So if not for the restructuring,
what must we do?
Well, it requires creative, innovative ideas that would be able to structure these deals. Government needs to position itself as an administrator and leave the private sector to be the engine of growth that can drive this economy. And once they do that, structuring these deals becomes easier for the private market to raise capital and do these projects, but under the guidance and supervision and regulatory framework of governance. This is how our manifesto is structured. Maybe if you give the opportunity, we can do a second plan too, where we go into detail.
Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where we would tell.
We haven't tapped much into
we haven't
how the opportunity given, how you run the country. We don't know yet.
We are taking a 360-degree approach.
The little things that we've heard of you sounds very fantastic.
Listen, we're going a 360 degrees approach from how governance is being done. We will build this country well developed, well structured, away from all these encumbrances by structuring the economy in such a way that we empower Ghanaians to take control over the economy and run it. These MPP, NDC can't do because of their style of politics. They are even scared that somebody becomes so rich and then he will remove them from power. Look, selflessness is a key to any development and leadership. And this is what we don't have. So again, Ghanaians had to critically analyze and scrutinize how they put their vote, because how they vote will determine whether they will sleep inside the house or outside the house.
Outside the house. John Kane from Canada was saying, how on earth can if Wadonko gets in and the Honorable Dr. not? Does it mean Wadonko knowledgeable than this doctor?
It's laughable.
Yeah,
then again.
But Dr. Ankrah, I mean, all jokes aside, doesn't it, shakes you a bit that such personalities are on the ballot paper now?
Well, I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not a character of a judgment of characters, and I don't want to position myself. But you are a very, very experienced journalist, broadcast journalist, what they call it, intelligent journalist. You are research journalist. You have all this knowledge and background. Yeah. When you source a potential, you see, same way as these political institutions, they have these experts that source potential. And because everybody wants to win elections,
Ghana must be governed by a serious person.
Well, because
I'm not belittling Ekwadon personally, but this is, I mean, let's be serious.
So they'll prefer to have...
We are urging all, I call them clowns, urging them, come in. Is somebody behind all of these people to do what?
Well, I mean, from where I sit and what I see, it's not a fair play at all. And the idea that people can cut off potential leaders at this level is very, very shocking and very, very worrying, honestly speaking. And if we don't address this issue, our development will be affected. Because today is some Ankrah, tomorrow it will be somebody else. Anytime a potential is sourced right there, they kill it even before it rises up again. And that is not good for our democracy.
That's not good for our democracy. Let me read this one. Say, hello, Kwekwanen. I'm deeply disappointed by Dr. Sam Ankrah's disqualification. Despite this setback, I firmly believe he has invaluable experts to offer Ghana. Can Dr. Ankrah collaborate with cleared candidates, leveraging his vision and expertise for the nation's benefit? This partnership could revolutionize our country's future. Ghanaians are tired of the NDC MPP cycle. It's time for a change. Echo Thomas, Tema Committee phone, but I don't know whether Doc is going to consider that or not. I'll say hello, Kay. Good evening. Please inquire from Dr. Sam Ankrah. How come he's displaying the same mask as Kwame Bediako? Coincidentally, both uses the word force. Do you understand that?
Well, again, yeah, we are not displaying the same mask. You showed the incident that happened. The alternative force came even a year before new force came. So if new force use a force, then they have copied it from alternative force.
Wow. Sounds good, isn't it? Great. Doc, we have to, stay with you on Wednesday because we want to tap into
the how
policies. Yes.
Yeah, it's very important.
Exactly.
Ghanaians need to see there's a light between us and what they are voting for.
On Wednesday, something great coming. We have to tap into their policy because but you're building nations. Tap into what the person can do. Well, let me also say that the political parties out there, begin to eye them. Those who are not coming on the ballot, then begin to eye them. Eye them, say, sign a contract. They can help the government to. That's a nation building. I dream into way obetia bear consultant into something else, depending who comes into power. And sana party nebekwa alternatively on so that we all share the idea. That's how Rwanda was built, and elsewhere in the folks, now we're making arrangements here. Doc has to come back again. Now, you tap into one more manifesto now, and what exactly is into their manifesto now for in Doc.
But let me add in here.
Yes,
it's not just reading manifesto or giving a lecture. It's how in real time that can be executed.
I love that in real time.
Because this is what is missing.
anybody can come and give a flowery language and articulate whatever.
Yeah.
But in the current state, in our situation, how do you execute what you intend to do? Where do you find the money?
Where do you find the experts? How will that move the economy? These are critical things that we need to ask. If we had asked those questions, maybe free education would have been well scrutinized before we adopt it.
Wow. Folks, Nyankopon ya adoma. Wednesday, I see a doc, tap it into the real manifesto. And he just says something right now. And he said, manifesto, yeah, beking kaya kekeo. No, there be. Manifesto, I say manifesto, but it has to manifest itself in a record time. It be the MPPD Amekai. One must say 7 years ago, no more catch Ghana. For every constituency, will receive 1 million Ghana citizens. The question remains: as the 1 million Ghana citizens, a core constituency, it's a mirage. Food for thought, folks. Mimusia, Yankopon Yadma. Wednesday we touch again with dog. Now for you room and Simbi would be P. Wednesday, a more shakakra. Miso on hide it. Now for you, what comes up Wednesday near the new matter dog. Thank you very much, folks. You're Dr. Ankrah ABC. Then Wednesday,
so much.
We touch base with you, with him now. Yeah, the new matter 2 years. Guys, say, "Mommy, hey, new force idea. I'm going to do more than Sembeba." Well, where the new force, a new Ghana, a new nation. Well, whatever it is, we don't know. But folks, Wamusuku Tomo and also near alternative. There force for action.
Our logo should be shown. They shouldn't show this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait. Doc, send you more in here.
There be as a logo.
Yes. So Wednesday we'll look at all of that. But folks,
too later now.
Yes. We have to close now.
Okay.
The program produced by great guys. Okay, that's Doc's image on the screen. And the logo is in that's our corner.
That's the logo.
That's right.
Alpha logo. That's a quarry.
Okay. So the word alpha, alpha hours.
No, alpha. You see this by this time, not alpha.
Oh, okay. I see. I get the point. Great. Folks, Birimusia, great guys, Ebomi Chidom, Kens Campbell, yes, Omo, Ebebo online editor, and then Ruby X, great guys, and then the two indefatigable guys, of course, Echo what Bestmark, and so Kaume Drumidine Koye, and then executive producer Yayamba, and then incredible woman Ashema show no Yadebro. On Wednesday, something very strange, interesting is coming. But tomorrow, gauge the space. It's going to be a groundbreaking event, Electoral Commission versus the political parties. Meaning forensic and and by close of tomorrow. Who said you're doing your better to folks. My name still remains Quick One, your investigative journalist. Same time, Wednesday, I come your way. Have a good night and stay out. Bye for now.
The Frontline with Kwikwanan, only on CTV.
CTV, Ghana's #1.